I don't have any material and I've got to fill for time. Thank you for coming along to Comedy Virgins. This is the Cavendish Arms. This is Comedy Virgins, the Comedy Concentrate. I want to talk to you about the hidden cost of the pandemic. Our pub is closed. We can't sell any beer. We budgeted for that. We've had a crowdfund and we sorted it out. And until we can do live comedy, we're doing it online from this room in our house. I just realized over the last 8 weeks, I've been walking on doing this lots and lots of times. That's the hidden economic cost. Shirley, we've got to get a new carpet. Start a new crowdfunder. We can't afford it. We're going to run out of carpet. We thought we'd run out of money. We're going to run out of carpet, ladies and gentlemen. If you're watching on YouTube, give us some thumbs up, give us some feedback, let us know what's going on. This is not a passive experience. We need you to get involved. We need your feedback. We need to know what you're thinking. If you're watching on YouTube, I can't do this for much longer. Please, Boris, let us have comedy back. People are allowed to go to Soho and get absolutely fucked out their heads, but we can't tell a few harmless jokes. And there's comedians waiting to tell jokes. Let's have a look at them, Shirley. Where are they? Give us a wave, guys. There they are. Look at them. They're the people who are gagging to tell you a joke, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, here's how it works. They each get round about a minute, maybe a bit more. We don't mind too much as long as they're being funny. All you have to do is watch, send some messages and support. All they have to do is make you laugh. Then at the end, we can all go home. Wait a minute, we're already at home. We can just stay here. Ladies and gentlemen, please start the clapping, start the cheering, start the shouting, start the whooping. Whoop mediums, that means you're the only people who can do it. As we welcome to the stage the fabulous, the amazing, the wonderful, it's a Kisa!
Hey.
That's her.
Hello. Hi, everyone. I figured I'll tell you firstly, since lockdown, I have figured out quite a lot of things. The first thing I figured out is that I've got anger issues, and that pisses me off. It's a nice quick one, but I'm currently pissed off with Zoom, which I know is a bit weird because that's probably the only business that's been running successfully during this whole quarantine situation. But the reason why I'm pissed off with Zoom is because I had an issue with Zoom, so I sent them a query on April the 26th, and I had not received a response since today. So that's a whole 2 months and a half later that my Zoom has not been working. I've been using someone else's Zoom, and they've already responded to my message today. It's not funny. It's just the facts. It's just me complaining about Zoom. But I grew up in a little small town. I grew up in a little small town called London. It's absolutely amazing. I don't know if you've heard of it. And when people, because I'm an immigration lawyer, I don't know if people know, when people tell me that how the country has got immigration problems, I tell them no, there's no immigration problems. It's not as simple as you make it seem. And I happen to know a lot of stuff. Because I didn't just graduate from Oxford University with a first class degree in international law, because I didn't. But I did get a university degree in immigration, and immigration itself is not a problem. Immigration is a combination of a lot of things. And one of the problems with immigration is that there's a bunch of people in the world that want to come to this country because it's seen as a first world country and therefore is seen as better, meaning that they don't want to deal with third world problems such as poverty and debt. They want to come over to the UK and deal with poverty, debt, and brunch. First world problems. That's my time. Thank you very much. Thank you.
That's the case. Give her a round of applause. Send us some messages. Give us some thumbs up. Come on, you can do it. Join in. Give us some energy. Give them some energy. As a free one, straight back at you if you're watching on YouTube. I'm finding it quite difficult with all this energy because I'm finding that whilst I was locked in the house doing this, it was fine. But since we've been let outside, this is the only way I know how to communicate. I've been walking and saying, please, can I have some bananas? Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for my change appearing in my hand. I'm shouting at everybody wherever I go, ladies and gentlemen. I need to be let out soon. Shirley, unlock the door, please. It's been 2 months. That's 3 months. I can't even count. It's time for the next comedian, ladies and gentlemen. Please, if you're at home, if you're watching this this on YouTube, do me a favour, shout out loud, shout Comedy Virgins at the Cavendish Arms. Get down there when it opens. Do some advertising for me. Clap and cheer as well. Shout Comedy Virgins, clap and cheer and shout. Comedians join in. So welcome to the stage. The next act is the Mr. Fabulous.
Hey, I think some of you quite you know each other, but you don't know me very well, so I better start by introducing myself. My name's Nate. You can't really see here, but I'm pretty small. So before lockdown, I used to get pretty stressed with work, and my other half used to try and raise my spirits every night. She used to hide the JD on top of the fridge. I'm gonna say we've got two little ones, and homeschooling for me has kind of been like when you try and chase a fly out your lounge. Firstly, you start off really confident that you can do it. After a couple of minutes, you're a little bit breathless. You're starting to lose hope, and you want to leave the room yourself. Me and my other half, we've actually got really close over lockdown. Some would say we've got kind of a spiritual type connection. We even finish each other's sentences. I mean, I'll say something like, "Please would you?" and she'll say, "Just shut up." Due to lockdown, the family dynamic has changed quite a lot. We weren't able to see the older members of the family so much. But my mum, to be fair to her, she's been practicing social distancing since the early 80s. I mean, if I could get paid for every time she gave me a hug, I'd be a bloody millionaire in Zimbabwe. True story. I've actually spent more time with the fridge than I have my family. It's turned into a bit of a house. The government have told us about wearing face masks. I read somewhere that what you need to do is if you're going on public transport, you need to wear a face mask. I don't know about you lot, but I've not been able to source any of them. So what I started doing is wearing my other half's underwear on my face. Nothing gets into those. He's actually watching too. Anyway, I know it was meant to be a minute, so I thought I'd just give you a little tidbit of some of the stuff I'm doing. Hopefully that was okay for you, but thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Nate. That's the whole point. We've got to have someone to try out new material. That was Nate giving it a go. If you're watching on YouTube, send him some messages, send him some thumbs up, send him some. He needs to know. We all need to know what you think. Let us know because we can't hear your applause. And Nate, you were just made family an issue. Like we've been sharing, we've got 5 kids, right? And the 2 older ones, they're like 19 and 22. They've been living away. And 19-year-old, I haven't actually seen for 3 months, I think it was, apart from on a Saturday night in the family quiz. That's the only time I got to see her. Since lockdown's been ended, obviously the last week or so, we've stopped the family quiz and she's moved back home. Now I don't even see her for the family quiz on a Saturday. I've seen her less since she moved back home. So I'm going to put the family quiz back on Zoom. She might tap in from her room. I don't really know. I hope so. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the next act. What I'd like you to do is start the clapping, start the cheering, start the shouting, start for the whooping. Performers, can you please clap? Stop until you're blurring. Get your hands blurring like mine. Come on, everybody, till your hands are blurring. And please welcome to the stage, Mr. Joe Adams, ladies and gentlemen. Come on, Joe! Yeah!
So, if anyone like me has a dad that tells bad old jokes, you've probably heard the one that goes, "My wife went to the Caribbean last week. Jamaica? No, she went of her own accord." So here's a bunch more jokes like that. "My wife has to leave for Moscow pretty soon. Russia? Nah, she'll get there when she's ready." "My wife went to East Africa last week. Djibouti? No, she smacked me on the back of the head." "My wife and I went to search for gold in an East Asian river last week. Japan? No, we went to a mine actually." "My friends are coming with me to West Africa next week. Ben in? No, Ben can't make it. Chad? No, Chad can't make it either. My wife can't handle the fact that I'm in the army, so she left me and ran off to the Caribbean. Grenada? Jesus, that's a bit much. My wife and I had to move a large item from street level to the roof of a building in our new house in Kiev last week. Ukraine? No, we used the freight elevator." And finally, Jedi Master Yoda caught me stealing an old cloth in Central America last week. "Nicarag, you are?" That's exactly what he said. Thank you.
I tell you what, that's his first time ever doing comedy, ladies and gentlemen. Give him a round of applause. Go, when we're back open, come down to the Cavendish. Do it to a big audience. Thank you for coming here, though. That was fantastic. If you watching on YouTube, send him some encouragement. The whole point of what we do at Comedy Virgins is giving comedians a chance to try comedy for the first time, or more experienced comedians a place to try out new material. That's why it's important we stay open. Grassroots venues are where it all starts, and for some of us like me, where it all finishes. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get the next act up. Please put your hands together with the clapping, the cheering, the shouting, the whooping, the stamping, the screaming. It's Mr. Scott Penman. Come on, Scott.
Well, thanks. Oh, it's lovely to be here. Can you hear the train go by there? Okay. Yeah, so this is I just realized how depressing my screen looks now. It's nature outside. Oh, this was a mistake. I don't mean this. I mean like life decisions, many of them. Right. I recently became a bin man because comedy. Yeah, I made it. So I was walking today, and I see all these people in their front garden because I get to snoop in people's front garden. This high vis gives me brief authority to like stroll into people's gardens and see what they've got going on in the recycling and whatnot. And I seen this family all smarted up, like all ties and looking at the guy with the sunglasses on. He was all looking cool. So because I've got a big mouth and it gets me in trouble and stuff, I'm like, oh, don't you look like leaning into the, I'm a bin man role, cheeky bin man, oh, don't you look lovely, oh, don't you look nice, oh, you the best man, sir, you the best man. And he's like, it's a funeral, actually. I'll be thinking about life. I just like a little song, I ain't got much time, but... Never inquire why someone looks so good, 'cause you never know why. Maybe the nan just died. That's it. Thank you.
That was Scott Penman, ladies and gentlemen. What can I say? Scott Penman. How are you, Scott, though, really? You've been going through the bins again, Scott.
I'm not going to lie. I'm struggling.
Did that food come from the bins?
I don't really do food from the bins. I did find I found a Mars bar in the cab, and I ate that, but it was wildly out of date. I think the logo was different.
Wow.
Oh Lord.
I'm tempted just to keep watching him and let him keep talking. Who knows what about this man next?
What else has been going on in the bins? Well, as I told you, they all think I'm David, right? Because like my driving license says David and stuff. So like when I went on the first day and all these big hairy like proper like fucking bin men and that, they were like, what do you like? Do you like David or do you like Dave? And I was like too scared to be like, oh, I like Scott really. I just leaned into David and David Binman. And then the other day, Dave is just like a really common Binman name because like there was 3 of us in this cab and we were all Dave. We were all Dave, and it was like Dave. So Dave, mate, I'm not kidding.
There's a career out there.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Scott the Bin Man. Give him a round of applause. Send him some message on YouTube. Let him know what you think. I think you can catch him on Instagram. I think, I don't know what name it's under. I think it's Scott or Dave. God, he does, doesn't he, look? He does, doesn't he? Ladies and gentlemen, that's Scott Penman. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, please start the clapping, start the cheering, start the shouting. Comedians, that means you. There's no one else to do it. Clapping until your hands are blaring, screaming until your throats are sore. Please welcome, it's Madeline Mahone. Come on, Madeline, where are you?
Thank you. So back in September, I broke my pelvis and couldn't leave the house for 3 months. They told me that I couldn't walk on it for 6 weeks. And then 6 weeks came, and then the X-ray wasn't for another 3 weeks. So what's another 3 by that point? So, guys, I had a head start on this whole situation, I admit, and I learnt things about myself. I learnt precisely 2 things about myself. The first one of which is that I don't like baths. I just don't think I think they're redundant. The only good bit of a bath is the bit between where you first dip your toes in and it's far too hot, and you're like, ooh, and the bit where you go, oh, it's sort of bearable. From there, it's pretty much downhill. Sitting in a porcelain coffin of your own filth, sweating and making the water dirtier. That's number 1. Number 2 is that I look like someone who reads more than they do. I know this. Every fucking person who came to visit me in hospital brought me a fucking book. Book upon book. One friend brought me a trilogy. And it's not that I'm not grateful. Well, no, it is that I'm not grateful. But it's also that it's not that I don't read. I read. I just don't read that much. I don't read so much that as I was lying in a hospital bed, having broken my pelvis, spine, and both of my elbows, story for another time, the main thought in my mind was, I really hope someone brings me homework. Thanks, guys. That's me. I'm lucky.
Yay!
Yay! Come on, give a big round of applause. That was amazing. If you're watching on YouTube, send her a message. What are you drinking there? Is it cider? What is it? What's it?
Keeping it classy with the Thatchers there, Dave.
Hey!
Nice.
Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you've enjoyed the show. Basically, at this point, what we normally do is we go over to Shirley. Can you join us on the big screen there? Let's have a look at Shirley.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, we're going to go over to Shirley. And Shirley normally likes to have a little chat at this point, doesn't she?
Oh, you
Don't pressure him to do anything. Just put him back in the cellar.
I'm just going to make
Keisha, it was your idea to get her on, and now you've turned against me. I can't believe that. What are you like? Because you're the one. It was your idea to get Shirley on doing something whenever you were on, and now you've turned on me. And that was Keisha. She used to perform regularly at the Cavendish Arms. Never again. Cavendish Arms, Comedy Virgins. We do it every 2, 3, 4 nights a week when we're open. At the moment, we're closed. Although pubs are open, we're not allowed to do live performance, ladies and gentlemen. We're still raising money so we can try and stay open for as long as possible. Keep paying our bills, keep paying our staff, all those kind of things. So at the end of this, Shirley will be putting up, if she feels like it, unless her and Keisha have ganged up against me and they're not going to put it up, who knows, a small fundraising thing that will ask us to raise money to help Count the Cavendish. If you're watching this, please donate. If you're watching it, it means that you've come along and we've at least tried to entertain you, and you should put some money in that bucket. If you don't, I will come and track down every motherfucking last one of you. I will bang on your door. I only want £1 off each of you. That's all it takes, £1 off each of you. And we can save live comedy, and we can keep feeding the top, because that's what we do. We feed the top of the business from the bottom. Generally, they just leave me talking and trying to raise money for as long as they feel like it. They think they'll win, but I can talk forever. This is my only moment in an entire week with 5 kids and a wife who won't listen to me. But right now, I've got an audience and I can keep talking. Don't you worry, I'll keep going. I can tell you, ladies and gentlemen, my voice will never give in. And I can tell you, if they don't put it on soon, I can start telling secrets, ladies and gentlemen. She's the one who knows the secrets of the Cavendish, but I know them as well. And Shirley, I certainly know a lot about you that I'm more than happy to share if you don't put up that fundraising caption very, very soon. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you've had a good night. I hope you've had a good time. Please do raise some money, put it in the bucket to help people like Joe, who for the first time have somewhere to perform comedy when we start live back at the Cavendish Arms on Hartington Road, ladies and gentlemen. Probably one of the best small venues in London. Started by my wife, finished by me if she doesn't put the caption up soon. Ladies and gentlemen.
If you'd like to listen, David, I can't find it. So you could have just been talking there for ages. I think we should just leave on a big round of applause.
Good night.
off.
Yay!